2025, and time to bring this meeting of the Bristol Redevelopment Commission to order. Start with roll call. Dean Renfro.
Here.
Jeff Beachy.
Here.
Jackie Burke.
Here.
Greg Tulsky.
Here.
Deputy Clerk Treasurer Jill Schwartz.
Present, thank you.
Town Manager Mike Yoder.
Also present.
And Legal Counsel Alex Bowman.
Also present.
Okay. First item on the agenda is the approval of the agenda. Is everyone reviewed?
Yes. Yes.
Any changes necessary? No? If not, the agenda stands as published. Next is approval of the previous month's meeting minutes from 9/18. Has everyone had a chance to review?
Yes.
Okay.
Make a motion, we approve the minutes from 9/18.
I'll second.
Oh. Second.
Motion by Jeff, second by Doug. Any further discussion? If not, we'll take a vote. Dean Renfro.
Yes.
Jeff Beachy.
Yes.
Jackie Burke.
Yes.
Greg Tulsky.
Yes.
And Doug DeSmith, a yes. Motion carries. All right, next on the agenda is the opportunity for RFP questions.
Good evening.
Good evening.
First question I have is, can you keep the weather like this until like at least Thanksgiving?
Why not?
Because it's great for the courses.
Well, it's been cold and then it's been warm and then it's been.
Every time I go by Raver, it's packed.
It's really good weather. For
Oh, yeah.
Even when it was cold, you know, in the 50s, there was people out there playing.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's because golfers are crazy people.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
So how did you want it? We have some questions. You just kind of want to open it up and let us.
Yeah, whatever questions you might have of us regarding the RFP.
All right. Yeah, so we received that. We've got a few questions here. I'll read from my list. Do you guys have a definition for what you call green belt? That'd probably be a question.
I can try to give some context to that. So that particular phrase appears in the deed as it was transferred to the town of
So
Bristol.
that's the restriction is called green belt.
That's how it's described. Yeah, and so
Did it come with a definition? I believe it
you
did.
wish it would. Yeah. No, there isn't a definition attached to it. It's in quotes, green belt. And so
Is that a common phrase from that time period that's used elsewhere that might have?
He doesn't know you and he weren't even.
That's fine, that's fine.
It's a fair question and fair point.
You should have been green space.
Green belt.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, I don't know, I mean, it would be me strictly pontificating as to what it would mean, so I don't know, I suppose.
Undeveloped space.
Yeah,
As far as no manufacturing ops, you can knock off things that are obvious that can't go there. But there could be things that would be on the line that somebody would have to determine.
the
I would
definition,
think so.
the definition online says an undeveloped area of land designated to restrict urban growth or a 6 stigma certification, that is, indicated proficiency to process improvement. In other words, it's a green area, and that's what it's supposed to be, I guess.
So with that, I mean, does the commissioners, if the commissioners interpret it that way, then that seems to be a dictionary definition of green belt, and as long as the commission understands that to be. I think
Then the other follow-up to that would be, does that mean is there a percentage or the entire space has to be that, or can some of it be utilized else in function of the green belt, you know, so it's, you know, there's a building on there now and a parking lot on there now. You know, what is there limitations to how much more could be used for more parking or more buildings or, yeah.
I found some more. It says it's a policy.
Okay.
And land use zone designation. used in land use planning to retain areas of largely undeveloped, wild, or land surrounding or neighboring urban areas. That's clearer.
It would not be unusual for attorneys to include very general terms like this to allow the largest amount of latitude for the governing body, would you think?
I think that's a fair description. Yeah, I think that would be fair.
So you can assume that by there not being clear definition.
Correct. Yeah,
Okay. So that, yeah, that was a question. That's helpful. I'm just kind of going, it's not in any particular order, but,
Well, but one way to address this is in their RFP, they could list the types of uses that they're thinking about. And that way
Yeah,
it could be part of the scoring process.
I think that's accurate. Yeah, I think that's accurate.
the instructions mentioned a 12-month investment proposal. What level of detail is expected there? Is it itemized capital plan or versus more of a high level summary?
probably as detailed as possible.
I would like to see as much detail as possible.
All right,
It'll help us make some decisions.
sure. And then what level of stickiness do those estimates and plans need to have? I mean, we can always make plans, but things change along the way, so how does that? What, is there any kind of like guarantees you're looking for in that as well? If we're, okay, we're hoping to do this specific thing in the first 12 months. Are there like penalties if those things aren't done, or how does that work?
I can speak to the structure of it a little bit. The anticipation would be that the pertinent parts of the RFP that the commission, the RDC, wants to see enacted as part of that 12-month plan would be memorialized into a development agreement that would come along with the purchase and sale of the property, or the lease as the offering sheet provides for. And so that development agreement would spell out, here are the XYZ must have kind of things, and those would be much in the way that the council, which again is a different body than the hats that are being worn here right now, but much the way the council would handle a tax abatement or request for from a landowner to abate taxes for a period of time. There's an agreement that comes along with that, where if the terms and conditions aren't met, then there's a penalty provision to it. It's so that it isn't just the RDC needs to have something, some hammer to swing if the deal that they brokered isn't met.
Yeah, I guess I was thinking more from our perspective, there's a lot of things we would like to do, right? Not all these things we can necessarily guarantee we'll be able to do, so only to list the things we feel pretty comfortable that we can certainly want to do. And I'm sure we have a wish list, but might not be something we can commit to a penalty if we don't do, kind of a thing, I guess is what we're looking at, so.
Could they do like minimum, like this is the minimum what you guys provide, this is what you're hoping to do? At least it's something to weigh, but at least the minimum's there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess if I think through it as putting on my commissioner's hat, I would think, okay, let's say your proposal is we want to invest $1 million. And in that $1 million in the first 12 months, we want to do new golf carts, a new clubhouse, a restaurant, and a new irrigation system. And if you come back to us a year later and say, hey, we did an irrigation system, it took the whole $1 million. Okay, well, you didn't get the rest of it done, but you invested $1 million that you proposed. I think in that case, we would probably take some latitude and say, yeah, you undershot the cost of the irrigation system, but you invested the $1 million, right? Now, conversely, if you come back and say, hey, you know what? We had 4 new golf carts. And we put 3 sprinkler heads in. We spent $14,000. Well, then we might look on a little bit differently.
Sure.
You know, Because obviously things happen and, costs rise. And, maybe you get into something you didn't know about. It's like if you're flipping a house, you buy it and you're hoping that all you've got to do is put on a new roof and slap a little bit of paint on it, and then you come to find out you got termite damage and part wiring and your plumbing's all shot, and your costs go up
Priority
exponentially.
shift, maybe, yeah. something
Yeah.
more urgent comes
So
up.
I guess that would be, from my perspective, that's what I would kind of
More
think.
of a dollar amount.
Yeah, I
Investment.
mean,
Mhm.
Even
Is
if
that-
you
is
do,
that fair?
even if you do additional things, I mean, state what you believe you can do. If you can do additional things and you want to do that,
Right.
that would go toward the next, the next year or whatever. Knowing that you've already made those improvements and all of that. It's kind of like he was talking about a tax abatement. We have a property tax and we have requirements for, okay, you're gonna add on X number of personnel and you're gonna spend this much in improvements. And if you have this much in improvements and you haven't added any more employees, then we're gonna look at it and say, wait a minute here, what's going on? Because you promised so many more employees. So it's kind of a back and forth, type thing. But I would think if you'd want to do extra stuff, then it would always, we could look at that as part of the next year's planning or done.
Well, and for the commissioner's edification, I mean, much like the tax abatement, I think that's a good analog for this type of investment. Yeah, a hard and fast dollar is a good metric to measure success. I mean, because otherwise it's to say, well, we want to see 40 golf carts instead of 38 or something, you
Yeah.
can get into these real, could you get into minutia? Sure.
Sure.
You
Way too
want to
far.
do that, I think it's much easier both for you to measure and for you to succeed, for a submission to succeed if there's a hard and fast number, where you can demonstrate, hey, here are the receipts. The receipts say we spent X on this project, and that way you can measure pretty objectively.
Let's see what else. Talks about proof of financial capacity. What are you guys looking for with that? Anything specific? Is it like personal guarantees of some kind or, what qualifies as acceptable security deposit or earnest money for purchase or lease?
I have to speak to that too. From a part of it, I think depends. So the offering sheet contemplates either a purchase, a lease, or conceivably a lease purchase arrangement. And typically, I think what we would contemplate is for a purchase as a security would be either a percentage of a purchase price that was set in the offering as part of the RFP, or a percentage of the guaranteed improvement over a period of time. And how that's secured, whether that is a personal guarantee, whether that's a corporate guarantee, that I think we would spell out further in the development agreement itself. But I would think for the threshold matter, it's probably a evidence of no bankruptcies, no current judgments, something to that effect.
Okay. And all that, the agreement that you're talking about would all be drafted after selection's made?
Correct.
Okay. How quickly after us, let's see. Yeah, how quickly would closing needs to be? Probably January 1st or 2nd or something like that, was the comment in the past, ideally.
Ideally, ideally, I mean, I think the RDC would probably prefer that it's October 1st. I mean,
Yeah, sure.
But that date's come and gone. So I think that would be once and I forget the date that submissions are due, the 14th, 17th?
I think we opened on the 14th, right?
14.
I think we could do
I think it would be in pretty short order thereafter that, once the commissioners are able to evaluate the submissions, that there would be an award and then it would be documented, that we paper it from there.
Yeah, I wouldn't think it wouldn't take until January 1st.
Probably the only aspect of it that would take any prolonged period would be any diligence, real estate diligence that would go into it, title searches,
Title search.
surveys, and things of that nature.
Just thought of a question myself as part of the process. I expect we'll have two. Suppose the group sort of likes one better than the other, but would like to negotiate. Is there an opportunity to pick a winner and then meet with them and negotiate further before closing the deal, so to speak, or
Yeah.
deciding?
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
So it's not like this is one and done.
No,
Okay.
no, I don't see it as a one and done process. I think I think the statute necessarily contemplates that there's, because it's an RFP, right? This is a proposal.
Yeah.
What are you
Okay.
thinking? And then in order to, to bring that to fruition, there's gonna be additional conversations, the additional agreements.
Okay.
So it will be an evolving discussion, I think, from the initial RFP submission.
Next question I had was, the RFP obviously emphasizes preference for improving and enhancing the golf course. What specific improvements does the commission, what specific improvements is the commission looking for as top priorities?
It sounds like irrigation,
Irrigation is the main thing.
probably the top priority at this point.
I mean, from my perspective, I don't know. I don't know how to run a golf course. I don't know. I mean, you guys run golf courses, right? I guess that would be, my response to that question would be back to you. What do you think? What do you think is
That's
most
fine, I just want to
important?
know if you guys had a list of
I mean,
things you're looking to see.
The only reason I say irrigation has come up several times.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I think we talked like from our side, since we don't run a golf course, it's just beautification from the road.
Yeah, that's what I.
Yeah,
like- You had mentioned it before, like landscaping, shrubbery, that kind of stuff. Personally, that's what I would like to see from our side, that we don't know your side of the golf course world, but we know what we see from the road.
Yeah.
And what people see going down the road.
And we know that when one place, paints their building and encourages the next place to do it and improve on it, so we get that, yeah, for sure.
I guess to that point, yeah, that is a good point. Thanks for bringing that up, Greg. I guess we talked a little bit about it at our last meeting is, so if we're gonna do this, if we're gonna sell the golf course, transition to somebody, possibly yourselves, do we want to maintain what it is right now, or do we want to improve it? And we all agreed, I think collectively, that we want to see improvements. And we want to see it a better looking course, and to Greg's point, we want to see it better from the road. We want to see, we want people to drive by and like, wow, look what they've done.
Yeah.
Look at all the improvements they've made just by driving by. And then obviously, as golfers, we get out there and we're, wow, it's even better than just driving by.
Well, I think when we say irrigation too, I mean, we have heard
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the condition it's in. We don't know for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
And it may be that one small area needs to be replaced, but the rest of it doesn't right away. I don't know.
Yeah, I would say it's looking higher level than that. You're looking for it to be just improved overall. And so if that means irrigation will help improve it overall, then great. But
Yeah,
but if it doesn't necessarily,
well, if you
that
put,
might, the way it's run now, it might just mean more efficiency within a business and makes it
That's true.
easier, right? And doesn't actually necessarily level it up, but it just makes it so
Right.
we don't have to manually do it. So
Right.
so there's that's, yeah, okay.
That's been our norm with the courses and working with it. I mean, we begin with, how do we optimize the efficiencies? There's usually, and with almost any business that you acquire, you can walk in and very quickly say, oh, we could become more profitable just by doing things better than it's
Yeah.
been done.
Yeah.
And so we're always gonna look at that as a priority and the first step. The look, going by is obviously a part of it, because that's the marketing. That's, but we're gonna be also as businessmen looking at, what is the priority to do to the course, improving it to make play more, attractive, to increase the number. It's a public course, it's day play. It's, so the more people that walk in, the better. So what do we do first, and then second, and third, that causes people to turn and go there? That's,
I remember when the course was originally built and they had trees along 120 that were probably no more than 4 foot apart. My mother happened to hit one winter, but, and I think some of those have been, they're few and far between. But there were a lot less golf balls hitting cars back then than there are now. Believe me, I've been hit, so. Yeah,
well, there are other landscape type barriers that.
Right,
that
right.
they could use.
Let's see, which one was the first here, can you guys talk a bit about the appraisal? How that was retrieved and what was it used with comps? What kind of comps were used? Was it hard comps? Was it general appraisal, assessed value? Like how was it appraised?
I can speak to that.
We can also share the appraisals, I guess, so I can see the comps or not.
We can, the RDC statute, does not require the RDC to disclose appraisals. So the statute for the RDC and for any government entity, requires that the entity receive, at least one appraisal, and depending on the value of the property, second, from a licensed real estate appraiser, and, using their, again, I'm not an appraiser, so it's difficult for me to say what all they've considered and what was important to them, and because there is, the RDC did obtain 2 appraisals, and there is a variance between the 2 numbers, and so the amount that you see in the offering sheet is the average of those 2, which is what the statute requires. So the appraisals generally contain some comps. They generally contain condition of the property, location, etc. How they arrived at that number, great question. We may.
They didn't use an income base.
Right,
That's what you're
I
thinking.
very well assume that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so, and we may, commissioners and Mike, we may want to discuss if we want to disclose the appraisals as part of the process. Not there's anything to hide, obviously.
Right, yeah.
I mean, you see the number, you see the average of the 2. So,
Was there any reason they didn't use an income-based appraisal?
no, I mean, I think from the, I wouldn't, I could only speculate. But my presumption there would be is, it's not the RDC's concern from an income standpoint. The asset has a value, and that's what the statute is concerned with, is a public asset being.
Did they mention what percentage value reduction was caused by the deed restriction? Or if any?
I don't recall. I don't believe there's a reference to the deed restriction.
They were aware of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they were attempting to determine a market value if it was just auctioned next week or whatever. And they really weren't that far apart, if you think. They were 1.3 and 1.8.
I think it was
3.5,
Yeah,
3.8.
it's worth
Yeah.
3 million.
Oh, that's
There
true.
were 3.
sorry. Yeah.
That's
Well,
Or bargain basement sale.
Yeah.
It was the average of the 2, wasn't it? 3.3 and 3.8.
3.3 and 3.
Yeah, 3.3 and 3.8.
I guess what was your guys' thoughts on that valuation?
We were surprised. Yeah, we were surprised.
Yeah, because I know, the neighboring property that has no deed restriction was appraised for the same valuation per acre. So I don't, so what my assumption is they didn't take the deed restriction into consideration, which if you can't develop it in any way to make any kind of income, how is that even close to value? That's just, that was our concern, or surprise as well.
Yeah.
If you can't actually make an income on that property other than the way that it currently sits, how could you value it such a, about 3.5 times more than the highest value of any course that's sold in the region, so. Yeah,
If the comment is helpful, it's statute requires that the offering sheet provide for this minimum price, which is the average of the two appraisals that the RDC obtained. However, the RDC has flexibility by statute to evaluate bids that don't hit that minimum, but it's where the RDC has.
that's what you guys put on.
So, that's what the law requires, so that's what you're looking at there.
There's basically two options, well, there's three, I guess, but, is there a, does the RDC have a leaning on which option is most preferred, whether it's the sale or the lease or the lease to buy?
I think it's just encompassing.
Yeah.
Really, I mean, it's the complete package that's,
Yeah.
I don't think we're opposed to multiple submissions by one entity, is that correct?
That would be appropriate, it's kind
So
of.
if you were so inclined to say, hey, here's 3 proposals, here's 3 responses to the RFP, here's one for a purchase,
Yeah,
here's a lease
Yeah,
purchase,
yeah,
and here's a lease.
yeah, I just didn't know if you guys had a preference
No.
of which of those options seemed more beneficial to the RDC.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
If we would have, we would have made that clear.
Well, and to perhaps offer some context on the lease discussion. My recollection is part of that evolved from the realization that I've had in advising the RDC that golf courses don't qualify for property tax abatements. And so I know we had initially had a discussion about that as a potential incentive. It isn't available.
Right.
And so that's something that from the RFP standpoint, from the developer standpoint, you need to keep in mind.
Yep.
That there's a real estate tax component, there's nothing the RDC or the town can do about it.
Well, we learned that as well, so. We never asked for that before, so we never really thought of it.
Golf courses and massage parlors.
The two things that.
There's a little longer list, but those are the two that always stand out to me.
so do you have a little illustration?
Oh, my gosh.
Do you guys have, is the lease to buy concept pretty open to a negotiation, or is there a structure in place for that already?
I think we're open to that.
We're open to negotiation, I
Yeah.
think. I don't know that there's a structure in our mind.
You think?
no, I mean, for me, I don't have a preference, it's just whatever, I mean. If there's a huge investment to make the place look great, I mean, that's gonna weigh heavily on it.
The lease option, would that potentially come with improvement from the town? Improvement dollars, as it kind of has been in the past? Some of you guys have
I don't think I,
contributed to some of the lease that was paid, or at least committed it for the course improvements, capital improvements on the course. Would that be something that would be part of this, or again, part of this open to negotiation on that?
no.
I mean, from my perspective, as I look at the lease has been the same price for how long? Forever,
Yeah,
long time. And quite honestly, a $40,000 lease, that's not a lot of money. We have not been asking a lot of money for the lease. again, my personal opinion is if we were to look at something like that, the lease would have to be substantially more than what it currently is. Than the current lease that's being paid. Now, when I say substantially, I don't mean like, 10 times, but I mean, it would have to be much higher than what the lease is right now.
Yeah, it's been that for years and years.
Yeah.
So I guess one of my thoughts the question is, if we lease the property, if the town still owns it, how, what level of responsibility, fiscal responsibility is the town willing to take on because they still own the property? And it's, and, if there's if there's an irrigation issue that really must be solved, whose problem is that? The triple net leases, and it's the lessee's problem, or is it the owner's problem?
Yeah, I think we talked about this a little bit and help me with the wording here, Alex, but I think it was more of a management fee as opposed to a
That's-
true lease. Is that how we talked about it?
I think the arrangement that's in place now is just that.
Yeah.
There's a management arrangement in place, I think, with what would be contemplated in the RFP here. And to the point on public incentives, that can certainly be a part of an RFP, and part of the ask, right? But I think what would be contemplated here in the lease arrangement, and again, I think it varies a little bit depending on whether you're looking at a pure lease or whether it's a lease to own scenario as far as what that runway is gonna look like. But I would anticipate that the RDC would prefer a triple net, something, again, depending on term. But something where the lessee would take on the course and utilize it as their own, subject to the lease agreement.
I think that's the way it is now. I mean, with Jeff, it was.
Effectively.
Yeah, it was,
Yeah. I was a little
You
anxious calling it
laid-
lease, because I didn't negotiate it and.
Well, let's say rent. I don't care.
Yeah, management fee.
You managed it and he maintained everything.
Yeah.
And that's the way it's always been.
But part of that arrangement, if I recall, that I think it was at least 50% of that fee was to go into reinvestment into the course.
10%.
Was it
10%?
10%?
I mean, from this commissioner standpoint, as I look at the three options, purchase, lease to purchase, lease. Lease is the least desirable for myself.
Okay.
I would rather see a straight up purchase or a lease to purchase.
Get it done.
Yeah, don't have to have this meeting in 5 years.
Right.
Yeah, that's the idea.
And none of them sound like they really want to become experts at managing golf courses.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, that's,
You know it.
She
We
said she
said
can
he
do
could do
it.
it.
Yeah, she said she.
Well, I have no doubt that you could do it, I just don't know whether you want to.
Yeah.
I don't live that far away.
I think that's all my.
Might be a nice side job.
We can teach you how to use a green mower.
Oh, I know how to. I play golf too. So,
I think you covered our questions. We just want to make sure that we have as much clarity as possible.
okay.
We want to succeed at this and we want, and as much as possible, my goal has always been in all our business transactions, has always been, how does everybody come away, maybe not with everything, but feeling like they won.
Right.
yeah, that's true.
Well, thank you for coming in.
Sure. Any other questions for us?
Anything? I don't.
I don't.
I mean, appreciate you guys showing up and asking
Yeah,
questions.
yeah,
I mean,
thank
really,
you.
the,
No, and we appreciate you, it's, the general attitude that again, you want everybody, whoever does this, to be successful.
Right.
We want the town of Bristol to benefit. That's our goal. We have, everything that we've done, especially with the health cases, has been with a view to a vision to keep it as a course and to make it a better place. And by by virtue of its improvement and proximity to other parts of the community. It improves the community in general.
It's true.
And we want more people to play. So
Yeah.
Exactly.
anyway, all right, we're all set?
Yep.
All set.
Thank you,
Thank you very
gentlemen.
much.
Thanks.
Always on the rise. Again.
Okay, next on the agenda is the RFP to license space on the Main Street property.
Commissioners, I'm happy to make an introduction to this. We've had some discussion in the past about this, the building that the RDC owns at 114 East Missoula, which is currently unutilized, and I think is property that will eventually be a part of the town's RFP for the riverfront development. Jill has had some conversations with folks across the country about some this focus on when
Yeah.
public entities have space that's available and otherwise unutilized. How do you get it to be used, even on a short-term basis, to provide for some level of foot traffic, some level of attention? How do you get folks involved in the area that you want them to be involved, particularly before undertaking a large development like the riverfront development? So the RFP that you see before you here is based upon the RDC's provisions for selling and licensing or leasing property. What it contemplates here is a short-term license that would offer vendors through an advertisement process to submit proposals to you to evaluate the short-term use of parts of that building. I think what's been contemplated and the ideas that kind of tossed around are you have a bagel shop or a coffee shop or somebody that can come in and it doesn't require a lot of, doesn't require any fixture installation or anything else. It's kind of they come in and can utilize that space on a short-term basis to help drive a little business downtown. So that's what this authorizes. It's, I think we call it a license because of the short-term nature. It asks for folks, not dissimilar from the RFP that you were requesting with Raver, folks to give you a sense of what they would like to do with a small space. There'd be some nominal licensing fee that would come along with it that would be paid in contribution for utilizing the space. And then we prepare a license agreement for that vendor to use the space and with hope you have some submissions before you to figure out who needs to go there and how long they should be there. And again, this is really to help utilize a building that isn't otherwise being utilized in a very visible part of downtown up until a time where that entire area can be developed as part of riverfront development. So I don't anticipate that we would construct this in such a way that the license arrangement wouldn't impact the RFP for the riverfront. It would certainly be subordinate to that. But you know, otherwise, picture this is almost like licensing a space at a farmer's market or something to say, here's your stand. Sell your wares. So that's what's contemplated. The open, if you're amenable to it, the open question for you to determine is just when we want to have RFPs submitted by, whether that's the first week in November with the RDC meets again. I think the RDC over the next month is going to have a number of meetings, so there's an opportunity to set that timeline concordant with that. So that's what you got. Happy to answer any questions and explain it further. Jill may be able to offer some additional commentary here. That's what you're looking at.
Yeah, you did a great job. Thank you. So this just gives us the next steps so we can start approaching these businesses, local, so maybe well-known, reputable, to encourage that foot traffic, like Alex was saying, which I'm really hoping that will just open up opportunities for the RFP to have some interest. And who knows, maybe this vendor would like to move into that space as well. So.
Okay.
I think we've all discussed it and we're all in favor of it.
Yeah.
I mean,
And I thought the RFP was written really well.
yeah.
Thank you.
That's all Jill, by the way.
Mike, did you have any legalese in this one?
Well, I don't know.
I didn't use rocket lawyer.
Which, by the way, now has an AI component. I
Oh,
love
that's kidding. That's all. All we're doing is AI. No, I brought in a picture at one time and I'm sure you guys all know what the Goshen Brewery looks like.
Yeah,
Where it has an outside patio. They've got, in the side of the building, like the little building we have now, they put in doors that you can
Mhm.
go in. They had a patio. They've got the walking area right in front of it. To me, that type of establishment would fit right there.
This building actually could open up probably two options for two
Right.
businesses to come in, because there's two
And-
entrances.
yeah,
Right.
But then
And
the
they
side
also have a area, not only just a patio or deck, but they also have like a little green area where they can look out also
Yeah.
along the building. And I saw that picture and immediately thought of the corner up there.
Now I'm hoping by next spring, summer, we can add tables and chairs out there as well. Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess, yeah, the next step is just determining a date.
just so we're clear, this is just for the existing building.
Correct.
It's not, this isn't the new building.
Nope, just one
This is,
14.
this is just 114, okay.
Not including any of the
The third.
properties.
No,
What's
this
that?
is, this is
The
just
third.
using the lavender.
I'll
patch
receive no, no, I saw the
No.
25th.
Oh, those were my,
until we get
I've been waiting.
everything
for
worked
the
out
RDC
for
meeting.
the larger RFP for the big building,
Okay,
for the full property.
for the full property, okay,
Yeah.
so we're talking like a lease for the building? Are we talking,
This would be considered a license, like a month
Yeah.
to month.
Yeah, it would,
okay, all right,
not a long-term lease, it's just a,
okay,
like Alex said, it's a farmer's market stand.
Mm.
I mean,
makes
I'm
sense.
hoping we can do at least 12 months if someone's gonna move into there, but they'll know that it's a month to month.
yeah.
Okay, that sounds good.
Have you reached out to anyone yet, or you're still
I've
waiting?
been waiting for this to,
Well, it sounds like we're all in agreement to go forward. Really, the only thing is a date. Should we go with November 2nd
As a deadline,
as a deadline, or does that give enough time? That's a month from now.
I don't know.
Well, since the RFP,
It
do
has
we have
to
to open at an RDC meeting? Do we have to open the bid, or whatever the RFPs are at the meeting?
seal.
Same process. Yeah,
Do you want a motion on this one, Alex?
Yeah.
I think a motion's appropriate. The real question is, yeah, if you want to do the motion first to
Yeah,
approve the RFP and then, if you want to put a date for submissions in the record, then we can prepare the notice.
okay, so I'll make a motion that we approve the request for proposal for the 114 East Vistula property.
I'll second.
Okay, motion by Jeff, second by Kathy. Any further discussion? If not, we'll take a vote. Dean Renfro,
Yes.
Jeff Beachy,
Yes,
Kathy Burke.
Greg had a question.
Do
Sorry,
we
Greg.
need to set a date before we vote on it, or can you do that afterwards? Are we on this, like, are we approving this exact RFP, or are we just the idea of sending it out, and then you'll figure out the date later?
I think I need the dates to send it out.
Well, the opening date.
I kind of see them as, I think they're kind of interchangeable. I think what you see there, the RFP itself is what what the motion is to
That's-
adopt. And then I think the last page here is what the notice to offers will look like. That's ancillary to the RFP, I think, so we can set a date once it's approved.
Okay.
Well, you've got proposal deadline in here of October 15.
That was just a draft.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You've got dates in here, and that's why. And an
Set it
evaluation.
November 1, I think we'll be good. We can always extend it if we don't get any. You
Yeah.
just say November 1, put it in your motion, and we're done.
And we have to make an amendment to the motion.
Jeff, you want to amend your motion?
yes. I'll amend my motion to approve the RFP with a deadline of November 1st, 2025.
I'll second. Any further discussion? Okay, motion by Jeff, second by Doug. We'll take a vote. Dean Renfro,
Yes.
Jeff Beachy,
Yes,
Kathy Burke.
Yes.
Greg Dolsky.
Yes.
Doug D. Smith is a yes. Motion carries.
I'm excited to get to work. Thank you.
Thank you, Jill.
Make a motion, we adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
All right.
On to commission.
Transition into town council. You need a couple minutes, Jill?
Nope.
Okay. All right, so today is Thursday. Wait, that's wrong. It's the right one. Okay. He's not downloading. Come on. Open up. There we go. Okay, today is Thursday, October 2nd. It is 7:16 PM. We will call this meeting of the Bristol Town Council to order. We'll start off with the Pledge of Allegiance. And Mike, will you lead us tonight?
Sure.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Move on with roll call. To my left, Doug D. Smith.
Here.
Dean Renfro. Here. Glad to have you back. Kathy Burke.
Here.
Greg Dolsky.
Here.
And Jeff Beachy's here. To my left, Town Marshal Steve Freeman.
Here.
Legal Counsel Alex Moman. Here. Deputy Clerk Treasurer Assistant Town Manager Jill Swartz.
Present.
Town Manager Mike Yoder.
Present.
And Fire Chief Nick Hance.
Here.
Okay. Everybody had a chance to review the agenda.
Yes.
Okay. Any corrections, additions, or changes?
Nope.
Okay, if not, the agenda will stand as published. Approval of the invoices. Everybody had a chance to review the bills?
Yes.
Yes.
I make a motion, we pay the bills.
Okay.
I'll second.
Motion by Kathy, second by Doug, open for discussion. No further discussion, we'll take a vote. Doug Smith,
Yes.
Dean Renfro,
Yes.
Kathy Burke,
Yes.
Greg Dolsky.
Yes.
And Jeff Beach is yes, motion carries. Okay, jump right into reports. Mike, what do you have for us tonight?
First up, Jill has a request from Bristol Elementary School.
Working with one of their counselors, Caitlin, she reached out to see if the town would have any interest in sponsoring an event they have coming up soon. It's called Bring the Zoo to Us, which gives the students an opportunity for Potawatomi to come in to bring some animals where they don't have the opportunities to go to the zoo itself. So if the town would be interested, we do have funds within the Give Back Fund already appropriated. This experience for the zoo to come in is going to cost $220, which also ties in with their third grade reading program that they're working on, which is fur, fins, and animals. So if the council would be willing to entertain and sponsor this event, they would be appreciative of it because they just don't have the funds to have these kind of activities for the students.
Which fund did you say that comes from?
Give Back Fund. It's part of
Really?
the,
I didn't know we had one.
yeah, it's a percentage of the tax abatements.
Uh,
It goes into that.
How much is in that one?
What I just say earlier,
It's a,
78,000.
yeah, 70 or 80,000.
Oh, well,
We have
Like
what
we can afford
budgeted
it.
7,000 for this year.
Yeah,
We
I
have
make-
quite a bit left.
I make a motion, we approve the $220 for the Bring the Zoo to Us for the elementary school.
Okay, motion by Kathy. I'll second that. Open for discussion. Can you let us know what the date is and it'd be kind of fun to go there and see them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll talk to her and see if that's a possibility.
Yeah.
We can join.
Yeah.
Next
It is
Wednesday.
next Wednesday.
Oh, it's next Wednesday? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. well,
yeah. But I can
we'll make it.
find out the
Yeah.
time.
Time would be nice, yes.
Yes, I will definitely do that. But they thank you guys very much for that.
Okay, any further discussion?
Yep.
Take a vote. Doug Smith,
Yes.
Dean Renfro,
Yes.
Kathy Burke,
Yes.
Greg Dolsky.
Yes.
And Jeff Beach, yes, motion carries.
Thank you, council.
Next up, I have like you to approve a change order which reduces the cost of our water project by that nice number of $100 and some thousand, wasn't it?
$130,000.
So that reduction is happening because we're changing where we're dropping the water tower at. So
Oh.
we found a cheaper place.
Great.
I mean, which direction it's falling?
Yes.
When does that come down, by the way?
About a year from now, maybe,
Okay.
Yeah.
next September.
Let us know what time and date.
We get-
Well, I think there might be a big deal about that.
Yeah.
It should be fun.
It's not next Wednesday.
It's gonna fall in the zoo.
Oh, no.
So originally, we were gonna have to fall directly about east, and that would go into that neighbor's property and fence and other things we'd have to fix. We moved it slightly to the northeast, so it falls mostly on the property of the person that lives right there.
Land?
Long's property,
What's that?
Long's property.
Yes. So that saved us some money, and
Can we just drop it due south?
Why can't you drop it west?
railroad would prefer not.
Why can't you just do it west across 15? It's already
Why,
closed.
why not?
On the new road.
We hope. So anyways, it was a nice cost efficient change, so if
Nice.
you would
Yeah.
approve that change order.
Okay, is there a motion to approve the reduction of the water tower project?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Motion by Doug, second by Kathy. Vote for discussion. No further discussion, like a vote. Doug D. Smith,
Yes.
Dean Renfro,
Yes.
Kathy Burke,
Yes.
Greg Dolsky.
Yes.
And Jeff Beach is yes, motion carries.
Okay, next we have photos. Jill and I were out looking at all the projects today, and Jill had some adventures. What we
You go
captured.
train again, Jill?
No.
No, but she climbed the stairs.
Stu.
And, whoa, okay, first up, we do have new parking at the pickleball courts. There's 2 photos there. That's the parking area behind the museum.
Looks good.
Mhm.
Yeah. very
I
nice.
think we have a total of 30
Doesn't look like
parking
an actual-
spots there now. We added about a dozen. Next picture is over along the
Woods.
Is that a
west.
bus parking spot up there?
That's what I was looking
No.
at too.
No, initially they
No.
had their dumpsters there, but they've chosen not to put them there for right now. So that's no parking in that area, because that allows the museum access to their overhead door.
Who's
Okay.
dumpsters?
Museums.
Well,
Museum has 2 dumpsters.
park property?
No, they're currently on the
Oh, that's
grass.
right, they
They're
are,
all currently on the grass.
they are park.
Park, yeah.
Okay.
So I'm trying to figure out a way that we can help pay for that, and that we could utilize those as well, because we'd like to have a closer area to clean out trash bins. So we're working on that. That's the addition along the west property line that added, I think there's 10 new spots or 11 new spots there. So anyways, yeah, looks nice.
Nice.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Next, okay, so the stairway is now, this is inside our new water tower. And there's a picture, Tim stuck his head through that hole up there.
Mm.
That's Tim walking down, I think towards, okay, yeah, going, so there's 2 pipes there.
There it is.
The next one has the 3 pipes. So one pipe is an overflow pipe, that's the one by itself. Of the other 2 pipes, one fills the tank and the other empties, puts it into our system. And that's what it looks like from up above, sort of looking down. Here's a selfie that Tim took when he stuck his head out through the hole. You can see the other tower. It's kind of like home movies, you know? This is Jill at the end of the adventure. That's her climbing down slowly. So we're building a room there, and the bottom of the stairs is where the ceiling will be on that room that we're building in there. And then there'll be a staircase or ladder inside the room that will access the stairs. So the bottom of the stairs is not really fastened to the wall yet, and the ladder was fastened to the stairs that wasn't fastened to the wall. Jill was a little nervous about climbing up there.
Didn't wear a harness?
Can
Nope.
imagine.
Nope,
No hard hat even.
not even a hard
I
hat.
just,
Wait a minute, this is the water tower, right?
Inside,
Yep. Inside the water tower.
inside.
Okay, so why do we have a stairway in where the water would be?
No, no, no.
No,
The water will
water's
be
way
in the
up
tank
top.
up above.
Up higher.
Okay,
That hole in the center, that'll
yeah.
be access to a hole that goes through the tank and we
Well,
can
that's
get
what
up
I'm
on top of
looking
the
at it, and I'm
tank.
thinking, okay,
This
there's
is
a
all
hole in the top.
storage. This is all storage area.
I'm,
This is just a building that holds up the tank.
okay,
What's the diameter of the base?
Oh, man.
beach.
I mean,
I
it
did
looks
know.
big, but I mean, looking at these inside pictures of people in comparison, I mean, that's gonna be a
It's-
decent sized storage space.
It's big.
It is.
I think Goshen get a fire truck in there, an engine.
They've got a,
classrooms in there as a Goshen.
yeah, that's a larger space though than this. This is pretty decent size. You can get a couple vehicles in there.
At least
Tim-
your Christmas decorations in there?
No, Tim already vetoed that.
But he can't.
Well, if Tim wants to pay for it.
You're his boss.
True. We
What's
try to
so
have
funny
a
about
friendly work environment. Well, we have a place for our Christmas decorations
Okay.
now, the Weed property. More pictures. Unless there's more questions about that project.
that?
So we're going over the wastewater treatment plant. They were setting one of the blowers in. This is a blower that will help aerate each of the tanks. There are 3 blowers. And they were getting that set today. This is the pipe room. I showed you that last month. Now it's more complete. All the bolt holes are filled with bolts and the nuts are tightened. That's where the water goes in, water goes out. I did get a good picture of one of our tanks. So we have 3 of these tanks. The stainless steel unit is an agitation unit, and the blue unit is what they call a decanter. So once the treatment process is complete, everything stops, solids settle, and the decanter pulls off the liquid off the top. And then that runs through the UV. And then there's a pit down below there's like a sump pump, big sump pump that pumps the solids out over to our, what's that building? Sludge building.
Building.
Yes, but we are installing a press, so we'll be pressing our sludge,
Good.
separate solids from liquid. There's St. Joe Street.
Base
You
layer.
can see the base is in. Honestly, we've got some quality issues with work that's been done. There's a lot of blue and red marks out there that Ruth Riley will be working on to repair. They're talking about putting the top coat on Saturday. So this street should be open next week at some point. And that's good. Seems like it's been closed for a long time. Here is a new business that's coming to town. That's in the old Thor building. And I'm not sure when they're starting up, but that sign went up this week. That's pretty cool.
It's out here on
It is.
15.
Yeah. Well, on
Maple.
Maple, on
Oh,
Maple.
on
Have
Maple.
they said anything about bringing the Shelby Museum with it?
Not yet. I'm not even sure this is permanent yet. It looks permanent to me.
Yeah.
But it's still a leased
I mean,
building.
it's huge compared to what they're at now.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll have Carol down there to sign autographs.
That'd be a
that-
miracle.
I know, because
Yes.
he's dead.
Yeah.
So that's really an exciting business for the town of Bristol. I wish I knew for sure if it was permanent or temporary, because they were talking about a temporary location until they built a permanent facility, but that is really, really a nice building. And that's a pretty expensive sign for a temporary spot, so we have our fingers crossed.
We need to make that permanent.
Yes.
Yeah,
Even if that's not the permanent location,
Yeah,
we need that business to be
Maybe,
permanent.
especially the museum with it,
it'd be awesome.
that would, for this town, would
Oh.
be great.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if I got another picture of something or not, but no, we don't.
And just a request for more money.
Just request for more money. I think that's all I have for projects updates unless there's questions.
Okay.
Oh, the brand new signs will be pulled up and out and taken out on Saturday and taken back to the shop and repaired, and then they'll be brought back the following Saturday. So the aluminum, Jeff saw this, the aluminum around the center has separated, the weld is separated. And we have the same problem with the back sign as well.
Oh.
So they're taking both of them back.
I have a question of if they're going to do that, is there a way for them to do like where it says police and
Mhm.
town hall? Is there a way for them to illuminate that?
I talked with them about that, and they're suggesting the best way to do that is with ground lighting, just ground
Like
light
a little
that.
spotlight
Yeah, a very
thing.
focused spotlight,
That's what I was thinking, yeah. Cheaper too.
probably, yeah.
Okay,
So that's it.
okay. Any questions for Mike?
Nope.
Okay, thanks for the updates. Jill, thanks for climbing the ladder.
Yeah,
Well, we all climbed the ladder.
it was an experience.
Jill did go, you went all the way to the top.
Yeah.
Climbed the stairs all the way
Like
to
the
the top.
Empire State Building. How many steps are there? You didn't count them?
All of them.
No, but everyone I showed that picture to, that's a lot of steps. I said I was not worried about the steps
Darn, I should have counted them.
next time.
Okay.
Okay, Jill, what do you have for us tonight?
All right, so we have our second reading for our 2026 budget. Last month we did the first. I'm asking the motion to advance to the second reading. Alex, do I need a public hearing for the second reading as well, or just the first?
No, you've already had your public hearing
Okay.
on this. It's ready for adoption
Adoption.
this evening.
Okay,
One second.
so.
One second.
Yep, for the second reading. So this would be for ordinance number 10/2025-19. The 2026 budget total is $9,236,946. I think Kathy shared at the last meeting that this is the second year that our tax levy has been lower than the previous years. And this, I don't know if you guys want to compare, but this is an increase of 456,000 from our 2025 budget.
We were just under 9 last year's budget. 8.
It was 8.7.
I make a motion, we adopt ordinance 10-2-2025-19 for the 2026 budget of $9,236,946.
Okay, motion by Kathy,
Second.
second by Dean. Vote for discussion. No further discussion, like a vote. Doug D. Smith,
Yes.
Dean Renfro,
Yes.
Kathy Burke,
Yes.
Greg Dolsky,
Yes.
and Jeff Beach is yes. Motion carries.
Thank you. I'll have each council member, but by your signature, please make sure you check yay or nay. You all said yay, so.
Okay. And what's next, Jill?
My next item is a motion to publish and advance to second reading for an additional appropriation. This will be for the GGT reimbursements in the amount of $253,361. This is our commitment and the payment for that.
Is there a motion to approve on second reading the additional appropriation for GGT reimbursement?
This
is
is
the
the point
public-
one would be to advance to a second reading.
Oh, advanced second, okay. Advanced was, sorry, I thought this was final.
No,
Okay, advance to the second reading.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, motion by Doug,
I'll second.
second by Greg, open for discussion. No further discussion, take a vote. Doug D. Smith,
Yes.
Dean Renfro,
Yes.
Kathy Burke,
Yes.
Greg Dolsky,
Yes.
and Jeff Beach is yes. Motion carries.
thank you, council. That's all we have. All I have.
Anybody have anything for Jill?
Nope.
Okay, if not, Alex, doesn't look like you have anything else tonight?
Nothing.
Okay,
Thank you.
next item is privilege of the floor. So otherwise known as public comment. So if anybody would like to make public comment this evening, please step up to the podium, state your name and address. Okay, seeing no takers, we'll move on. Um, Town council discussion items. Doug, anything tonight?
No.
Dean, anything?
No, sir.
Okay, Kathy?
Yes.
Okay.
It's for Steve. Maybe I don't know, do I need to tell you direct? You know, okay, because it's no big deal. Well, yes, it is. 15 South is closed.
Mhm.
And everybody comes down Illinois Street, go all the way to Depot. Nobody is stopping at any of those stop signs. 3 streets. I mean, one right after the other will just barrel through there. And, there's cars, going that way. I noticed that the trucks were taken care of because there were semis going down that street.
Right.
And so that was taken care of, but I just wanted to make you aware.
We're very aware. I've assigned myself personally and I've assigned officers to hit that area hard. I can tell you almost every morning I sit there and certain time of traffic, obviously.
7 o'clock in the morning.
But
Yeah.
the problem is when we're sitting there, you can tell they're gonna roll through it and then see us and then there's an abrupt stop. So I think just visibility, people know that we may be there or whatever. So we're trying really hard to be in that area because we're getting burned pretty hard on social media about where the police and all this is happening, so.
Well,
We're there, I
I've
just,
seen a couple close calls.
What if you,
Just put a police.
I know what you're thinking.
yeah, I'll talk to you about it afterwards.
It would bring revenue into the town.
that means it's good, Chicago.
No, it's just that I've seen personally, being in my yard, of course, I'm right there at the corner. I've seen quite a few close calls of people trying to cut through this way from 15, but then they just plow through all those stop signs.
Yeah, it's a mess and we're aware of it, we're trying our best to,
I figured you were, but me, okay. Thank you, Steve.
oh, you're welcome.
I'm done.
Okay, Greg, anything?
2 things. Police department, thank you. I'm seeing more random officers in random places and random times than I've seen in this town in a long time. Thank you, especially my neighborhood. I mean, it used to be like one officer maybe twice a week, same time, but I'm just seeing them at random times and that's great. Second one is on the water bill. We used to have town cleanup on there, at least in the spring. It wasn't on there this month. So half my neighborhood is asking why they didn't know the cleanup is tomorrow. That's just how they got the notice that it was there. I just didn't know if there's a reason it changed or,
I don't think it changed, it probably was just overlooked.
okay.
Yeah, we'll try to do better at that.
But yeah,
But
that's,
we do have it on Facebook and we've done it with our app. But obviously we're not hitting all the possible.
Not everybody
Well-
looks at Facebook and all of that,
that's half the neighborhood. One of the guys mentioned, oh yeah, cleanup, can you help me move this to your truck? And then everybody else in the group, we have a little group of neighbors to get together and talk, but the rest of them are like, what are you talking about? It wasn't on the water bill. So,
Well, that's good to know that they actually, yeah.
yeah, I mean, that's how I always know. I didn't even know it was there because it wasn't on the water bill.
Can you
Yeah,
give
thank
us
you for sharing that.
the times and stuff right now?
It's October 3rd and 4th, 7 AM to 3 PM.
7 AM to 3?
Yep.
Tomorrow and Saturday.
Friday,
Saturday.
Saturday.
Yep.
Yeah.
Next 2 days, 7 AM.
Well, I knew it was the 3rd, but,
And you take your items to the street department, 820 Bloomingdale.
oh
That's all
yeah,
I have.
that's the street.
I'll throw it on the town sign too, because I think it's missing off that. I'll give it
Yeah.
before I leave.
All right, thank you.
Mhm.
That's it.
All right,
I didn't even realize it.
just one comment for myself. Thanks to fire department for Saturday. I know you guys go out every day, but I personally experienced one Saturday. Appreciate the quick response and same thing with PD. Jake was there as quick as he could, he was there on spot. And then Gary came in right after. And I think Gary was off that day, wasn't he?
I'm not sure what day it was, so I mean.
Cause that.
It was Saturday.
Yellow shirt was directing traffic for a while.
Yeah.
Gary
Yeah,
should have been off, that's his regular work day.
okay. Yeah,
He might not have been quite on shift or.
okay.
But I
Yeah.
think it starts at 2 on Saturday.
Quick response and appreciate you guys doing that. Like I say, I know you guys go out every day, but I personally got to see it right in front of the house. It wasn't a good thing. So, yeah, thank you guys both.
Nobody was killed or anything.
No, it it could have been a whole lot worse. It was a head on. It wasn't square head on, but it was glancing blows.
At least it wasn't, 45, 50 miles an hour. Of course, maybe it was.
Close.
It was, right, she was,
A lot of damage for 35.
yeah, she was going at least from the damage I saw. I mean, where she hit and where she ended.
Yeah, it was.
Where she hit the
was
other
turned
guy?
around. Yeah,
I mean, she skidded a good 300 feet, 350 feet.
That's what I
Yeah.
heard. My
Yeah.
grandson went down there.
So thank you both
I'll
departments.
pass it along.
Okay, next meeting, October 21st, work session, 7 PM, council meeting, October 23rd, 7 PM. And with that, is there a motion to adjourn?
Make a
That
motion
sounds
to
right.
adjourn.
Motion by Doug, second by Kathy, all in favor?
Yeah,
Aye.
See ya.
Aye.
I'm like, that's not right.
Who's the guy that put those dates on?
I don't know.
Hey, guys.
He needs vacation.
You went out 3 times yesterday and twice today.
It's gonna be
really think they have a